So today I'm doing a jelly print project for Country View Challenges. The theme this month is In the Summer Garden. So I want to use some bright zingy colours and some sort of floral elements. Obviously it's going to fit the theme. So the paints I'm going to use today are some of the DecoArt Americana neon lights, and they come in 5 different colours. Green Energy, Radiant Yellow, Peach Punch, Pink Explosion and Knockout Blue, and they're a slightly pastel version of the bright neons that they do. They do a range of very bright coloured ones, but these I felt were nice for the summer. They're still vibrant, but they've got that just a slightly paler tone to them, as opposed to sort of like the very bright neons like these, which are really in your face colours. I'm also going to be using, also from DecoArt, this stencil, which is called Zinnia. I like that floral motif. And I may or may not be using some foam stamps from Tim Holtz. I haven't decided yet. We'll see how it goes. But I do know that for my base layer, I want to use this Radiant Yellow colour and also a little bit of the Green Energy. And I'm going to blend them together for almost a sort of ombre effect using my brayer. So just spreading it out to get a nice thin even coat. And I've just got a scrap of paper off to the side just to clean the excess paint off my brayer. And I've got a piece of white cardstock, and this is just going to be my base layer for my print. And see there, we've got a real nice, just a subtle ombre, because the yellow and the green are quite similar colours. A few flecks of pink in there from a previous print that I was doing, but I don't mind that at all. I'm just going to take off this little bit of excess. This is a scrap that I've been taking ghost prints and various things onto. That'll come in handy for something else. So next I want to use some paint through this stencil to make a nice floral motif, and I'm going to use the Pink Explosion for this. And I only need a little bit of paint. I'm just going to brayer that through the stencil. I'm also going to place it over there. And again, just a small amount of paint. Lining it up as best you can. Pop that down onto the jelly plate. And I love how when you use the brayer through the stencil, you get this sort of accumulation of paint around some of the sections, so it gives this outline effect. Now I want to go in again with my stencil. This time I think we're going to use a little bit of the blue. I just want to make sure that the excess of the paint is pretty much dry on there. And just choosing different positioning so that I'll get an overlap of my design. And again, small amount of paint. The stencils cling really well to the jelly plate, so they don't move about. So you haven't got to worry about holding that down. Place the cardstock down for the third time. And that's given a really nice subtle layered effect in the background. So I'm going to just go and wash my stencil off because I've finished with that. And I'm also going to clean my jelly plate off because I've finished with that. And I'll be right back to put another layer on. Right, now I've cleaned all of those things off. I've decided I am going to use one of these Tim Holtz foam stamps. This is the cutout floral set. And they're really good for printing with paint. You can use them with ink as well, but they work particularly well with paint. And I'm going to use this like spray of flowers. And I've got a little bit of this peach punch paint on an acrylic block. So just want a thin amount onto my foam stamp. And I just want to add a little bit extra interest around the bottom corners and the bottom edge. So this is going to be trimmed down. But I just feel I wanted something else as well as that zinnia flower, almost just to frame it. So I'm just going to give this a quick dry with my heat tool so that I can trim it down to a nice even square or rectangle, and I'll be right back. Right, I've trimmed down my piece of card that I've printed on to a size that I want, and I've decided what I'm going to use for my focal image. And this is one of the die cuts from Art by Marlene, the signature collection. She's got 2 books of these die cut blocks, and they've got lots of images in, and you just pop them out and then you can stick them onto whatever you're making. And I really like this. The colours are right. It's floral. I think she's really, really pretty. So I'm just going to glue her on to my background. I'm just going to place her there. Placing her over to the left because I want to stamp a sentiment onto here as well. And the sentiment that I've chosen is a visible image stamp, and it's this one: that like a beautiful sunset, let your vivid colours brighten the world. And I really like that, and it fits with the, you know, we're using nice bright colours. So I'm just going to use my stamp press to do this. Because I'm stamping over the paint, I'm not sure how good an impression I'm going to get with my first attempt. So I'm going to use this rather than use an acrylic block and risk the fact that it might not stamp properly first time. So just positioning where I want the sentiment to be. And I'm going to be stamping using my Jet Black Archival ink. Yeah, and I'm going to do that a second time. As I say, sometimes when you're stamping over paint, it's not a perfectly flat surface. So it's nice to be able to get a second go at it using the stamp press. And there, that's happy with that. So let's just pop this stamp away. And I think all that remains to be done with this is to mat it onto some black card, just to leave a narrow border, and then that'll just finish it off for me. So I'll be back in a moment as soon as I've done that. And here we are with the finished piece. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. I love the Neon Lights paints. I like the fact that they're bright and vibrant, but there is a softness to them because they're that slightly pastel shade. I think the die cut image contrasts well with that because she's in much bolder colours, and the black border just finishes everything off. So I'll leave the links to Contriview Challenges blog in the description below. Please pop over and have a look at the other design team works. There's some fantastic projects in there, and you know, please enter the competition. There's a chance to win £20 to spend in the Contriview Crafts shop if you're the lucky winner this month. We'll be back every other day that there's new inspiration from the design team, so it's well worth keeping a regular eye on the blog over there, on the challenge blog. So all that remains to be said, as usual, if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I've now passed over the 2,000 subscribers mark while I was away on holiday the other week. So thank you to everybody who keeps coming along and watching the videos and commenting. And I'll be back again with another video soon. So for now, bye.